Welcome to your yoga class today. Today for the class, you'll need something that looks like this, a block, but you can equally use a tin or a Tupperware box or a stool or a chair, and something that you'll be able to kind of rest your weight on, so nothing too flimsy. And also today, a blanket, which you're going to roll up into sort of a thin sausage like this. We'll use that towards the end of the class. Today we're going to start lying down. So lie down on your mat. I'll sit up to talk you through the beginning part, but just to show you, lying down on your mat or on your ground, on the floor, with the knees bent, feet hip distance apart. You can rest your hands on your tummy or arms out to the side. And for this beginning part of the class, you can close your eyes, or if you prefer to keep your eyes open, see if you can soften your gaze, not be looking around everywhere, but maybe just looking at one point on your ceiling. Feel the eyes relax, the gaze soften. And then when you're ready, start by taking a deep breath in through your nose and a long sigh out through your mouth. And one more like this, deep breath in. And as you sigh out all of the stuff of your day so far. Just set it aside for now. For the next hour, there's nothing that you need to solve or fix or do. For the next hour, there's going to be a focus on your breath, moving the body. And you're just listening to my instructions and feeling how things feel in your body and responding accordingly. Begin to notice your breath. So take your focus from the outside world, the noises around you, your surroundings, and turn that gaze inwards. Begin to pay attention to your breath. Just notice how your breath is in your body. And notice how your body is feeling. Do you feel you're holding tension in your body? Are you feeling any constriction anywhere in your body? And to start with today, each time you exhale, have that sense of the body opening to the earth. Releasing any holding, loosening any constriction. Slowly start to deepen your inhalation and lengthen your exhalation. And as you deepen your breath, feel this sense of expansion into your abdomen, into the rib cage. And as you exhale, that feeling of releasing from the rib cage, the abdomen floating back towards the ground. Each inhale, a feeling of expansion. And each exhale, the body relaxing into the ground. And feel that you're very gently and without any strain, slowing your breath down. See if you can seamlessly transition from your inhale into your exhale. And then that seamless transition from exhale into inhale. So there's no pauses in the breath. Slow, smooth, steady breath. And you're using your mind to shape your breath, but equally your breath is beginning to shape your mind. Letting the mind become less busy, bringing a sense of calm to the mind, to the body. Now see if you can pause at the top of your inhalation and at the bottom of your exhalation. A smooth, steady inhalation, pause. Feel that pause as a connection between inhale and exhale. And then smooth, steady exhalation. Again, a pause at the end of your exhalation. That pause, that's the link, the connection between your exhale and your inhale. And you can choose how long the pause is. It can be a second, it could be 10 seconds. Trying to keep everything quite comfortable in the body. So not straining, not feeling like you want to be competitive with yourself. How long can I hold my breath? And for the next 4 breaths, see if you can count your inhalation and then double the length of the exhalation, really slowing down your exhalation. If you inhale for 3, let the exhalation be 6, still with the pauses at the top of the inhalation, bottom of the exhalation. Especially if you're in the middle of your working day, if you feel your mind and your awareness wandering back into stuff of your working day, don't worry about that. When you notice it, guide it back to focusing on the breath. When you've done your 4 rounds of double length exhalation, come back into a comfortable rhythm of breathing. Just notice that you're much more aware of your breath now than you were before you started the class just now. And we'll try and maintain that awareness of the breath throughout our practice today. Coming into our asana practice, our physical practice, keeping the knees as they are, the feet flat on the ground, bring your right knee in towards your chest. You can hold around your right knee or behind the back of the knee and start to circle into your hip joint, moving the right leg in circles in one direction and also in the other direction. You can make the circles as big or as small, as fast or as slow, but the breath is maintaining that steady rhythm. Hug your right knee again towards your chest. And then lifting the left foot up, reach the sole of the left foot up towards the ceiling. That knee might be bent while it reaches up, could be straight. But on an exhalation, you're going to lower the left leg down to the ground, but keeping or trying to straighten the left leg as you lower it down. On your inhalation, slowly lift the left leg back up again. Again, on an exhalation, lower the left leg down to the ground. As you do that, see if you can, on your exhalation, press your belly back towards your spine and your spine into the ground. One more like this, slowly lifting the leg back up towards the ceiling. And then a slow exhalation lowers the leg back down to the ground, reaching the heel towards the end of your mat. Now you can rest that left leg on the ground. See if you can have that sense of pressing the back of your left leg into the ground. Next inhalation, reach the left foot back up to the ceiling. And then exhale, left foot, right foot back down to the ground. Do the same thing on the other side. hug your left knee into your chest and start to circle into your left hip joint. Making sure you circle in both directions. Smooth, steady breath, ballooning the abdomen and the rib cage, a little lift in the upper chest. From here, reach the sole of the right foot up towards the ceiling. Your next exhalation, slowly lower your right leg down to the ground. Feel like it's the heel that's reaching towards the end of the mat. Slowly lift the right foot back up to the ceiling. And then exhaling again, lowering back down to the ground. One more like this. Inhale to lift the foot up. And exhale, slowly lowering down. This time you can rest your right leg on the ground and press the back of the right leg into the ground. Each time you exhale, belly back towards spine, press the back into the ground. On your inhalation, lift that right foot back up to the ceiling. And then exhale, right foot, left foot back down to the ground. Stretch your arms out to the side. Take the feet and the knees as wide as your mat or slightly wider than your hips. Inhale, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, both knees coming down towards the right side. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, both legs coming down to the left side. We'll do one more time each side. Inhale to lift the knees up. Exhale, knees down to the right side. You might be going faster than me or slower than me because with your breath. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, knees down to the other side. Inhale, come back to center and then bring the feet back to hip distance apart. Arms can rest alongside the body with palms facing up, so that feeling of external rotation into the shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, lift your lower, mid, and upper back off the ground. Couple of breaths to settle, making any little micro adjustments. Just check that you're using your muscles and your glutes to support you. And then today, paying attention to the hip bones. Have that sense on your inhalation, the hip bones reaching up and slightly back. Also on your inhalation, having a sense of expansion in the upper chest. Smooth, steady breath. You might want to close your eyes or just soften the gaze as you look up towards the ceiling. Feeling what's going on in your body in this posture today. On your next exhalation, very gently lowering the upper, and then the mid, and then the lower back down. From here, roll over onto your side and come and sit up. A couple of sitting postures today. We'll start with the knees together and the feet together, and then drop both knees down to the right side. Take your left leg off your right. The feet can be close to your body if that feels okay. The right hand slightly behind your body. On your inhalation, we're going to lift the hips off the ground, reach the arm up and over the head. The big inhalation. So inhale, lift your hips up, reach your arm up and overhead. See if while you're holding this posture, you can have this sense of expansion into the left side of the rib cage and just observing sensation down the front of that left hip, along the left thigh. And your exhalation, lower back down again. Take the left knee on top of the right. We'll flip over to the other side. Right leg comes off the left. Left hand is now behind. On an inhalation, press the hand into the ground, lift your hips off the ground, right arm reaches up and over. See if you can squeeze muscles in the glutes, press the hip bones slightly forward, expanding into the right side of the rib cage. And on your exhalation, coming back down again. Bring that right knee on top of the left, lift the knees back up again. So there's 3 postures coming up. They're not a progression. They're just 3 different postures, but they won't feel, they may not feel brilliant in everybody. So if there is one that's not feeling great, just don't do that one and do one of the previous ones, or wait until we go into the next one. So starting with the knees together, the feet together, you can hold under your knees. On an inhalation, sit up tall, expanding into the upper chest, and then rock back, finding that balance point. Now, if you've got a couch behind you, you can rest your upper back against the couch. Lift the feet up. Keep expanding, like the collarbones are trying to separate away from each other. Smooth and steady breath here. Have options of releasing the hands, stretching them forward, or keep holding the back of the knees. From here, the knees open to the side, the feet come towards you. You can hold your ankles. So it's like this Baddha Konasana, except we're balancing. Remember, you might choose to stay here or to do this one. And one more variation here, this time separating the feet. The feet are now pointing forward. This is a bit like a squat position, or sometimes we do this on the back as a happy baby. Now you're holding the outsides of the legs, and it could be that you're holding the outsides of the feet. The knees are coming towards your armpit. Again, try to lengthen through the spine as you do this. Hands don't need to be touching the feet. It could be ankles, could even be the sides of the knees. And then bring the soles of the feet together again, holding the ankles. We'll go back through them. And finally, knees coming together, shins roughly parallel to the ground. And then cross your ankles and out you come. We are going to come into tabletop position from here. Now, if your legs are crossed and this feels okay for the knees, you can just roll over in this way equally. If you were here, just swing your legs around. The wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. On your inhalation, tilt the pelvis, let the tummy dip down. Reach your chest forward, lift your chin and look forward. So because today we're focusing a bit more on extension of the front of the body, we are going to also in these movements focus more on the chest and the upper back. So on your next exhalation, tuck the tailbone under, round your back, but have that feeling of expansion between the shoulder blades, like you're pressing the floor away from you. Chin comes towards your chest. Inhale again, tilt the pelvis, tummy down, lift your chin, but have that feeling of the chest reaching forward between your shoulder blades, between your arms. And then exhaling, rounding your back, chin towards your chest, expanding between the shoulder blades. Inhale, come back to your tabletop position. Same action with the spine. So the arching and rounding of the back. This time we also lift the right foot. On your inhalation, tilt the pelvis, tummy down, chest reaching forward, right foot reaching up towards the ceiling. And then slow exhalation, rounding your back, right knee towards your nose. Again, inhale, tummy down, foot reaching up to the ceiling. Exhale, round back, knee towards your nose. One more like this. Inhale, reaching that foot up to the ceiling. Look forward. Feel like you're pulling your chest slightly forward, foot reaching up. And on your next exhalation, right knee comes back down to the ground. Back comes back into its neutral position. We do the same thing on the other side. Inhale to tilt the pelvis, tummy down, chest forward. Reach that left foot up towards the ceiling. And then slow exhalation, rounding your back, knee towards your nose. Again, inhale, tummy down, foot reaches towards the ceiling. Exhaling to round your back. One more time. Inhale, foot reaches up. See if you can pull your chest slightly forward between the arms. And then exhaling, knee comes back down, neutral spine. Make some circles with your hips, a couple of circles in each direction. And then from here, step your right foot forward between your hands. Foot and shin pressing down. If possible, today, take that right foot slightly further forward. And then when you're ready on an inhale, lift the arms up. So paying attention to tailbone drawing down. Notice if you stick your bum out and arch your back, maybe there's less sensation at the front of that left hip. And if you draw the tailbone down, lift your lower belly up, there's more of a feeling of like a sensation, like a bit of a stretch at the front of the left hip. From here, take your hands down to the ground. And now it may be for some of you that lovely rolled up blanket that I suggested. You might want to put this either just in front of your knee or under your knee. So see how your knee feels for this next one. Actually, I like to have it with my knee resting on it. From here, with the hands on the ground, lift your left foot off the ground. So the left heel is coming towards the back of your hip. Still try to maintain the knee of the right foot over the heel. Now, for some of you, it might be that you feel absolutely fine staying as you are here. Equally, you might want to take your hands up onto your right thigh. You may also want to think about taking the hands back towards that foot, squeezing the shoulder blades together. If you're super flexible, which is not me, some of you might be even holding your foot. But this is still near the beginning of the class, so don't go too deeply, don't go too far to the end of the spectrum of challenge. We're just trying to get this lengthening feeling down the front of the left hip, strengthening also into the back of the leg. In your exhalation, hand and foot back down again. Step back into your tabletop position. Send the hips back towards the heels. Reach your arms forward. You can keep your head lifted off the ground. So the tailbone is reaching back, the fingers are reaching forward. Inhale back up to tabletop position. This time, stepping your left foot forward. Whoops. Oh, I just kicked my, my shelf unit. Okay, so on an inhalation, again, lifting the arms up to the ceiling. Squeezing muscles in the glutes, tailbone down, lower belly lifts. And on your exhalation, hands coming back down to the ground. If you want to place your rolled up blanket under your knee, you can do that now. And again, start with your hands on the ground and then just see how it's feeling on your knee, on your leg, lifting the right heel towards the back of your hip. Again, this may be the place that you stay and it feels just fine like that. Or perhaps you want to lift up Take the hands onto the left thigh or reach the arms behind you. So you take the one that feels better for you. Think about what the action is. We're trying to get a sense of length through the front of the right side of the hip. So it's really not how the posture looks, but how it feels. Your next exhalation, hands come back down to the ground, foot comes back down, and step back into your tabletop position. From here, lifting up onto your knees, take your hands onto your waist. So the thumbs are pointing towards each other behind your back. On an inhalation, squeeze the muscles around the sit bones, press the hip bones forward, lift your upper chest, bring the elbows towards each other, squeeze your shoulder blades together, chest, chin lifting up. See if you can have that sense of pressing the hip bones slightly forward. And then on your exhalation, release. And we'll come up to standing. So one little thing we're going to do with the arms before we come into our sun salutation, just to get an action that we need when we are lying flat on our tummies. You can take your feet hip distance apart. On your inhalation, reach your hands up to the ceiling, palms are facing forward. And then exhaling, pull the elbows down. Feel that your shoulder blades are drawing down your back, also coming slightly towards each other. So the whole of the forearm is reaching slightly back. Notice if you do that, if immediately you start kind of arching your back, can you maintain the neutrality of the spine as you take your shoulder blades towards each other? Inhale, arms reaching up, and exhale, arms down. Now take your arms to the side, slightly bend your elbows, feels a bit neutral. On your inhalation, have this sense of external rotation into the shoulder joint. You can lift your chest a bit. And then exhaling, internal rotation. The whole of the arm is rotating in the shoulder joint. In fact, the shoulder blades feel like they're kind of coming over your shoulders. Inhale, external rotation. And exhale, internal rotation. So just getting a sense of that feeling in your shoulder blades as you do that. And the reason we're practicing it is for our sun salutation today, when we come to lie flat on our tummies, I'll have you lying with your arms alongside your body with the palms facing up. So that will have that same action of the shoulder blades coming forward. And the inhalation when we're lying down will be lifting the upper chest with an external rotation of the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the chest, and then exhaling, lowering back down and feeling the fronts of the shoulders coming down towards the ground, just so you know that that's coming. So come to the top of your space, feet can be hip distance apart. Inhale, arms reach up to the ceiling. And exhale, fold forward. Take your hands to your shins or your thighs. Inhale for halfway lift. And exhale, hands coming down to the ground. Little bend into your knees. Inhale, right foot, big step back, right knee down. Lift your body up and reach your arms back behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze especially the right glutes. On your exhalation, hands come down to the ground. Step back into your plank. Remember, your plank, because I laugh because I repeat myself every week. Could be one knee down, could be both knees down, it could be no knees down. Could also have the hands a little further forward, which often can feel better for the shoulders. Drop your knees to the ground. On an exhalation, lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Arms alongside your body with the palms facing up today, so the shoulders are rolling forward. On your inhalation, slowly lift your upper chest and externally rotate into the shoulder joint. So you're turning the arms, now the palms are facing down, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Next exhalation, lower back down, internal rotation into the shoulder joints. Again, inhale, lifting up, externally rotating into the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then exhaling, lowering down again. Hands come behind your shoulders. Inhale to tabletop position. Exhale into balasana, so hips back towards the heels, arms down and head down. Inhale, lift up onto your knees again, hands alongside your body. So reaching the arms diagonally back behind you, they're roughly parallel. Inhale, press the hip bones forward, lift your upper chest, lift your chin, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, relax. Palms together in the center of your chest. Take the weight into your left leg and step your right foot forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, spinal twist to the right. Take your left elbow outside the right leg. Your right palm is on top of the left. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, it's a spinal twist to the right. Now, if this is feeling a little wobbly today, you know the hand can come down to the ground. It's doing the same spinal twist. So you can have left hand down, right hand lift, or the palms together in the center of your chest. Tuck the left toes under. Optional extra, pressing those left toes into the ground. Straighten the left leg. Left heel reaches towards the back of the mat. The top of your head is reaching forward. So there's two-way pull. Totally okay, the hips might be quite a lot higher here. On your exhalation, come out of the twist, hands back down to the ground. Step your left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way back up to standing. And exhale, hands down, relax. One more like this. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to fold forward. Hands to shins or thighs. Inhale for halfway lift. And exhale, hands come down towards the ground. Little bend into your knees so that you can reach the ground. Big step back on your inhalation with your left leg. Left knee down. Body lifts up and arms reach towards the back of your space. Lift your chest, lift your chin. And on your exhalation, hands come back down to the ground, step back into your plank. Steady breaths here. Keep pressing the floor away from you. And keep trying to lift your belly and chest up towards your spine. Drop your knees down to the ground on an exhalation. Lower all the way down to the floor. Arms alongside your body with the palms facing up. So your shoulders are rolling forward towards the ground. Inhale, lift your chest, rotate into the arm joint or shoulder joint, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale to lower back down. One more like this. Inhale, external rotation into the shoulder joints, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift your chest. And exhale, lower back down. Hands behind your shoulders. Inhale up to tabletop position. If you can keep the hands where they are, exhale, hips reach back towards your heels. Feel that kind of stretch down the side of your body. On your inhalation, lift your body up. Keep your arms alongside your body. Now squeezing around the sit bone muscles, hip bones press forward. Going to keep the whole of the body kind of in this one line. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, tilt the body back. Now this depends how it feels on your knees, so only go as far as you would like to, and if there's any pain in the back, come back up again. Inhale, come out of that movement, and then exhale, tilt back again. Inhale, come back up again. And exhale, palms together in the center of your chest. Take the weight into the right leg, step the left foot forward. Low lunge position. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, spinal twist to the left. You know, you have option of right hand down, left hand lifting, or right elbow outside the left leg, palms together. Optional extra of tucking the right toes under, straightening the right knee. So right heel reaches back, head reaches forward. And as you exhale, come out of the twist, hands come down, step your right foot forward. Inhale, come all the way back up to standing. And exhale, hands down. Okay, we're coming into using the width of the mat now. Move my mat a bit. And this is where you need your block, or the thing that looks like this. We'll start with the block down this end. Oh, wait, I say it wrong. Start with your block down the other end. So down your left side, to the left side of your mat. So starting with Vrikshasana, which is our tree balancing pose. Take the weight into your right leg and then externally rotate the left leg. I said that wrong. I've got my left and my right completely mixed up today. Take the weight into your left leg, externally rotate your right leg. Got it right. So when you do that and when you lift the right foot off the ground, notice if this starts happening. See if you can press in here and maintain the hips roughly on the same level as when you are standing on both feet. Foot goes to the inside lower leg or to the inside upper leg, and palms together in the center of your chest, or you can be holding onto a support. Holding onto a support does not lessen the pose. Just gives you that little bit of balance reassurance, and then you can focus on this, the breath, the sensations. Sometimes if we are feeling a bit wobbly, as can happen, then we're all up in our head and, you know, a lot of chatter about that. But if we take that out of the equation, a bit of balance support, then we can start to focus on using our muscles, feeling what's going on in the rotation, lengthening, steady, comfortable position. Even feeling the sole of the left foot, maybe how the balance moves about a bit. Still the focus on the breath, still that steady, smooth sense of inhale and exhale. And then take the right knee to face forward. Bring the foot back down to the ground. And then toe heel the feet wider, taking a wide stance with the feet. Now it's the left leg you're going to turn out, the right leg is going to stay facing forward, because we're going to come again into balancing on the left leg. On your inhalation, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, bend your left knee. Reach your arms up to the ceiling and then stretch them equally either side. And then turn to look at your left hand. Notice when you do that, perhaps you feel a kind of a little stretch feeling, a release around the inside of the right shoulder. And when I make suggestions, if it's not the case for you, that doesn't mean it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. From here, take your right hand onto your waist. This left hand is going to reach diagonally down towards that support you have. Now, it could very well be that you need to hop the right foot closer to the left, like I need to do. That left hand is reaching down towards your block, which should be significantly in front of that left foot. Take the weight into that block as well, more weight into your left foot, and then start to straighten the left leg. And if the balance is there, lift the right leg. Oops. Once the leg starts to lift, try to lift the right hip bone up a bit. But if that starts to make your back sore, experiment with micro adjustment of dropping it slightly back down again. The sense of the right side of the chest opening up towards the ceiling. You can choose to keep right hand on your waist or reach it up towards the ceiling. A little optional extra today is to bend your right knee. Bring your right heel towards the back of your hip. And to take your right hand towards that foot. So the right shoulder blade is coming towards your spine. Just optional extras, doesn't need to happen. Stretch your right leg again if you have bent it. And then bend your left knee, the right foot comes back down to the ground. Inhale, lift back up to Virabhadrasana 2. And exhale, straighten the leg, arms down. Bring your feet back together again. So we made that left leg do lots of stabilizing work. It was a balancing leg for Vrikshasana and for Ardha Chandrasana. So it could be that the right leg feels quite light right now and the left leg feels a little heavier. Now we're going to switch sides. Take your block to the right side. Starting with Vrikshasana. So weight in both feet. This time definitely sway the weight into the right foot. Turn the left leg out. Against the inside lower leg or inside upper leg. Basically avoid pressing your foot into your knee. So now if the foot is against the inside upper leg, especially that inside muscle, you can press it into your foot, foot into leg. Make sure that the hip is not sinking out to the side. Using your support or palms together. After all the little micro adjustments, then we find a sense of stillness in the pose. And it's not a passive stillness, it's an active stillness. You're present, you're feeling what's going on. If micro adjustments need to be made, they are made. So Sthira Sukha is what we seek in our yoga asana, which is like steadiness and comfort. So that is in the sensations of the body, the workings of the mind, and the way we are breathing. So we know if we can be in a very challenging pose, but still we can breathe with steadiness and the mind is steady. Equally, we can be in a very challenging pose and the mind is all over the place and we're holding our breath or we're barely breathing or we're panting quickly. And then we need to adjust slightly. Slowly that left knee faces forward, foot comes off your leg. And then with control, foot comes back down to the ground. Toe heel the feet wide, or step or jump the feet wide. This time the right toes are pointing out to the side. Oh, it's very wide. The left toes are pointing forward. Big breath in, and then exhale, bend your right knee. See, the body is still upright. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach the left arm as much to the left as you're reaching the right arm to the right. And then on an exhale, slowly turn your head so that you're looking towards your right hand. So notice if there's any effect down the left side of your neck or chest as you do that. Now take your left hand to your waist. This right hand is going to reach down towards your prop. And again, my feet are feeling quite wide, so I want to take the feet slightly closer together. Reach that right hand diagonally down towards your support. Take the weight into the right foot. And then when you're ready and the balance is there, start to straighten the right leg. Lift the left leg. You can lift your left hip up a bit if it feels okay. Open the left side of the chest towards the ceiling. Left hand can reach up to the ceiling or stay on your waist. And the optional extra today, hope I'm not going to hit my bookcase, is to bend the left knee, bring the left heel towards the back of your hip and take the left hand back towards that foot. And we're not actually holding it today, just reaching one towards the other. Sense that you're squeezing a tennis ball behind your knee. Slowly stretch that left leg back out to the side, hand back to the waist. Bend your right knee, left foot comes back down to the ground. Come back up into Virabhadrasana 2. And then exhale, hands down. Turn those right toes in, and you may need to just adjust the position of your feet. Now the toes are pointing actually not just forward, but slightly turned in. Hands on your waist. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, forward fold. Either keep your hands on your waist or slide down your legs or take your fingertips towards the ground. See if you can move your weight more towards the fronts of your feet rather than back into the heels. Hands coming back up to your waist. Inhale, come all the way back up to standing. And exhale, relax. Toe heel the feet back together again. Go back to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms reach up to the ceiling. And exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees so you can reach the ground. On your next inhalation, take a big step back with your left foot. As far back as you can, and then drop the left knee to the ground. You can untuck the legs. Untuck the toes even. Untuck the legs. So this one is kind of like, can you see how I'm starting to twist my body and let the left side of my hip sort of dip down towards the ground? That's the action that we are going for. To get here, you take your left hand towards the top left corner, might even go beyond that. And your right hand is like hugging around your right knee. So all the weight is going to come into that left hand, that twisty movement where the outside of your left hip is starting to dip down towards the ground. Now it's okay if this left shoulder comes up towards your ear when you do this. Potentially you're starting to feel a lengthening action down the left side of your body. And if you want to, you can rest your forehead on your right knee. It's kind of lounging on the outside of your left leg, left hip. Slowly lift yourself back up again. Then ease the hips back, come into your tabletop position. Send your hips back towards your heels. Come back up to tabletop position. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Now step your left foot forward. So the action here, this time it's the whole of the outside of the right leg and hip is kind of, you're dipping down towards the ground, this kind of action. You'll be looking towards the left side. So it starts with the right hand reaching towards the top right corner of the mat or even beyond, especially if you've got long arms. And then the left hand is holding around your left knee. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let the outside of the right hip sort of dip down, relax down towards the ground. And let your right shoulder be up, that's okay. And you can rest your forehead towards your knee. Slowly come back up again, and then back into tabletop position. And ease yourself down onto your mat. We have a final posture before our Shavasana today. Our Shavasana is going to be using the blanket that we rolled up. So I'm going to show you that before you lie down, just so that after we do our final posture, and I invite you to go into Shavasana, our final relaxation, you don't have to then look to see what I'm doing. So it will be with the rolled up blanket across your mat, and you're aiming for it to rest just under the pointy part of your shoulder blades, like this. Be lying flat on the ground, and then the arms out to the side. What this does is it gives a little bit of release to those kind of side pec muscles, especially if much of your day has involved this action, sitting at a computer. So it just gives you a little bit more opening here. So I suggest you have that close by for final Shavasana. But before you're there, come and lie on your back again. Feet flat on the ground, and then move your hips ever so slightly towards the left. Lift your feet off the ground, knees above the hips, shins roughly parallel to the ground, arms out to the side. On an exhalation, drop both legs down to the right side, spinal twist with the legs to the right. Again, a couple of breaths, making any little micro adjustments. See if you can find a way of this posture being in your body where you feel a sense of steadiness and comfort. Even if there's a strong sensation in a particular place, are you able to have the steadiness of the mind? Rest your gaze on one point or close your eyes even. And have a steadiness to your breath. On your inhalation, lift the legs back up again. Bring your feet to the ground so that you can move your hips slightly to the right. Again, lift your feet up, inhale. Your exhalation takes the legs down to the other side, down to the left. Again, there's no expectation that left side is the same as the right side, so the adjustments you make may be different on this side. And slowly come back up again. Make your spine in a straight line again. And now is where you bring that rolled up blanket, the bottom of where your shoulder blades are. Lie along, shuffle till it gets in the right place. Arms out to the side. You can keep the knees bent or stretch the legs out. Find your comfortable way of lying down. Your body feels comfortable. Take a deep breath in. Sigh the breath out. Eyes gently close. Let your body completely relax. last few minutes of you do not need to do anything. You don't need to plan, you don't need to organize, you don't need to fix, solve. Just your body lying on the ground. Natural, spontaneous breath. The mind can meander wherever it wants, but you don't need to actively be involved in the thinking of the thoughts. Relax your body. Relax your mind. Relax. Now slowly, slowly deepen your breath again. Begin to bring intentional movement back into your body, moving fingers and toes. Feeling your body awakening, the mind becoming more alert. Mind and body refreshed and completely ready for whatever the rest of your day will hold. Slowly bend your knees, roll to your side and come and sit up again. And we'll finish with palms together or resting on your heart. Take a deep breath in. Gentle sigh out. Just notice how you're feeling right now. And find some nice words to say to yourself that acknowledges and is thankful for this time that you made for yourself today. And from me to you, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day today.